Welcome to this video on Alexander Hamilton, architect of American finance. We will discover the extraordinary life of America's first Treasury Secretary, an orphaned immigrant who rose to power. Hamilton was a visionary leader whose ideas shaped the nation's economic destiny. This program is brought to you by the Series of Thoughts team as part of the American History series. Chapter 1 covers his Caribbean origins and orphaned youth. Hamilton's early years, from the West Indies to New York City, were shaped by poverty, abandonment, and an unquenchable thirst for knowledge and honor. Hamilton was born in obscurity on Nevis, West Indies, around 1755 or 1757, as an illegitimate child. His father abandoned the family, and his mother died when he was about 12, leaving him orphaned. He eventually married Elizabeth Schuyler in 1780, linking him to the American elite. His early career saw him rise from immigrant to Washington's right hand. Hamilton arrived in America at age 17 in 1772. By 1774, he published influential revolutionary writings. At age 22, he became General George Washington's indispensable aide-de-camp. In the revolutionary arena, Hamilton proved his worth. He distinguished himself in the Continental Army, earning George Washington's trust through his brilliant organizational skills, strategic thinking, and fearless dedication to independence. Hamilton famously said at the Constitutional Convention, "Give all power to the many, they will oppress the few. Give all power to the few, they will oppress the many." This quote reflects his understanding that concentrated power leads to tyranny, shaping his vision for a balanced government. Chapter 2 explores his restless ambition and intellectual fire. Born out of wedlock, Hamilton overcame social stigma through intellect and relentless drive. His lifelong concern with honor, stemming from his illegitimate birth, made him exceptionally ambitious. Between 1772 and 1776, Hamilton focused on education and military service. He studied at King's College and published influential pamphlets as a revolutionary. By 1776, he was commissioned captain of the New York Provincial Company of Artillery, catching Washington's eye. The making of a statesman saw Hamilton's transformation. He rose through merit in the 1770s, becoming Washington's most trusted advisor. At the Constitutional Convention in 1787, he advocated for a strong executive, though some of his proposals were seen as too monarchical. In a 1797 letter, Hamilton asserted, "A nation which can prefer disgrace to danger is prepared for a master, and deserves one." This highlights his belief that honor and strength were essential for national survival, driving his advocacy for a powerful federal government. Chapter 3 covers the Federalist Papers and ratification. Hamilton conceived the project and wrote 51 of the 85 essays, joined by James Madison and John Jay, to defend and explain the Constitution to skeptical citizens. From 1787 to 1788, Hamilton was dedicated to defending the Constitution. He championed a strong central government at the Constitutional Convention, authored 51 essays for the Federalist Papers, and led the campaign for ratification in New York. As the architect of the financial system, Hamilton became the first Secretary of the Treasury in 1789. His achievements included assuming state war debts, creating the first Bank of the United States, establishing the U.S. Mint and standardized currency, and founding the U.S. Coast Guard. Hamilton's financial revolution was comprehensive. His report on public credit established national credit. He introduced a stable currency, defined by gold and silver. His report on manufactures advocated protective tariffs to encourage American industry and economic independence. It is attributed to Hamilton that, quote, "Those who stand for nothing fall for anything." His unwavering commitment to his principles, even when unpopular, defined his career and eventually cost him his life. Building the Treasury Department involved 3 key reports. The 1790 Report on Public Credit established the creditworthiness of the federal government. The 1791 Bank of the United States created the first central bank. The 1791 Report on Manufactures outlined a vision for American industry. In Federalist No. 79, Hamilton wrote, "Power over a man's subsistence is power over his will." This shows his understanding that economic independence was crucial for political liberty, driving his vision of a self-sufficient American economy. Chapter 4 addresses political rivalries and party formation. Hamilton's vision of a strong central government clashed with Thomas Jefferson's agrarian ideals, leading to the creation of America's first political parties, the Federalists and the Democratic Republicans. The rivalry between Hamilton and Jefferson spanned 1790 to 1795. They differed on constitutional interpretation, with Hamilton favoring broad powers and Jefferson's strict construction. Their foreign policy views also clashed, as did their economic visions. Hamilton supporting commerce and industry, Jefferson advocating an agrarian republic. The Federalist Party emerged as America's first political party due to Hamilton's policies and advocacy. Federalists believed in a powerful national government, championed a commercial economy, and favored strong ties with Britain. This division shaped American politics for the next generation. The Whiskey Rebellion demonstrated federal authority. Hamilton's 1791 excise tax on whiskey sparked armed rebellion among Pennsylvania farmers. In 1794, Hamilton accompanied Washington and 13,000 militia troops to suppress the revolt, demonstrating the federal government's power to enforce its laws. Elizabeth Schuyler Hamilton was his partner and defender. She married the orphaned immigrant and provided a stable home. After his death, she spent 50 years preserving his legacy, including forgiving his publicized affair and founding orphanages. In a 1800 letter to his son Philip, Hamilton stated, "A promise must never be broken." His commitment to honor and his word governed his entire life, from financial policy and personal relationships to the circumstances of his final duel. In 1795, Hamilton resigned as Treasury Secretary to return to law to support his family. However, he remained influential, serving as a close advisor to Washington and drafting much of Washington's farewell address. He continued to lead the Federalist Party. Chapter 5 focuses on the election of 1800 and growing tensions. Hamilton intervened in the tied election between Jefferson and Burr, choosing his rival Jefferson over the dangerous Burr. This decision ultimately sowed the seeds of the deadly conflict to come. The Hamilton-Burr rivalry spanned 15 years. After Hamilton helped Jefferson defeat Burr in 1800, he later opposed Burr's 1804 governor campaign. Following Hamilton's published insults, Burr demanded satisfaction, leading to the fatal duel. The duel was part of the code of honor common among gentlemen of Hamilton's era to defend personal honor. Hamilton had been involved in at least 10 affairs of honor before his fatal encounter with Burr, though most were resolved without violence. On July 11, 1804, the fatal duel occurred at Weehawken, New Jersey. Hamilton had previously written that he would not fire. His shot missed, while Burr's struck Hamilton in the abdomen. Hamilton died the following day, and the nation mourned the loss of a brilliant founder. Hamilton's final letter to his wife Elizabeth conveyed, "The consolations of religion, my beloved, can alone support you, and these you have a right to enjoy. Fly to the bosom of your God and be comforted." These final words revealed his deep love and hope. The Hamilton legacy includes finance and nation building. Hamilton was the architect of America's financial system, whose institutions transformed the United States into an economic superpower. His work established national prosperity, and his Federalist Papers remain essential guides to constitutional interpretation. Alexander Hamilton died on July 12, 1804, at age 49. His tragic end was mourned by a nation that recognized his genius, even amidst political disagreement. He was survived by his wife Elizabeth and 7 children. Hamilton's life offers a final reflection. He overcame great odds through relentless ambition and brilliant intellect. His vision transformed America into a creditworthy nation. He lived and died by a code of honor, choosing principle over survival. His life shows that origins do not determine destiny. Thank you for watching this video. We encourage you to explore more about Alexander Hamilton's remarkable life and legacy at places like the Grange or Federal Hall National Memorial.